I moved them into a Tums jar. It's because I'm on a diet, but
Every jar in this house is slowly being filled with peanut M&Ms.
I was trying to make spaghetti yesterday. I just dumped a bunch of peanut M&Ms.
Is this really
there.
what generic Tums look like these days? Oh, these are real Tums.
Those are real Tums. They're a different brand of Tums. They're. Do you want some?
No, I'm confused. What does that mean? Different brand?
It's a different. Well, I guess brand is the wrong word. Kind. It's not the chalky kind. It's like a chewy kind.
Yeah, I was gonna say these look like candy.
Yeah.
They do look like
it is peanut M&Ms.
They do look like
it is peanut M&Ms.
How do you turn the M into a TG? Tums gas.
Tums gas.
You've been having a lot of gas.
I did eat some bad Mexican food last night.
And you had gas, and your partner went, "We need to get you pills."
Don't go to Los Aztecas.
You know you ate bad Mexican food when your partner makes you get pills.
Your partner says, "Hey, do you want this new kind of peanut M&Ms?"
We need to bring the pharmaceutical industry into this.
Big Pharma needs to be involved in your diet.
Imagine if Big Pharma was like a guy, and how it's like, man, I really fucked up. I gotta go see that guy who he'll help make you feel better, but also he'll like put tracers in your body and get you addicted to stuff.
Big Pharma would be a good name for a rapper.
Come on in, baby. Come on in.
Oh, baby, get on.
What, you got a cold?
Get that sweet ass in here.
Come here. I got you cold.
Come see Big Pharma.
We're gonna give you his NyQuil, and here's some heroin.
Heron.
You're like, damn, I don't like Big Pharma.
Big Pharma's pushy.
Big Pharma's whack.
Big Pharma's kind of pushy.
Oh, for this stuff, it'll cost you nothing.
Nothing for you, baby girl.
But I will have my friend get money from you in a separate way monthly.
Your uncle's still on that grocery store?
Is that? I don't get that part.
It's gonna extort their family for the money.
No, I just meant because we're you get insurance and you go and they're like, hey, this Oxy's free.
It's free oxycodone.
And you're like, damn, this is cool. I get free Oxy. That's way cooler than my insurance, which charges me money every month.
Gross.
The Oxy people give it to me for free.
Oxy's great.
Oxy great, insurance bad.
Michael Keaton was wrong.
Yeah, Oxy great, insurance is the problem.
Insurance is the real problem.
Insurance should look at it and go, hey, that's too much.
They should, but instead they look at it and they say, that's cheap.
They should hire a bunch of drug addicts to work for the pharmaceutical, like former recovery people, to be like, you had knee surgery. You don't need 500 milligrams of Florida.
When you call your insurance company, phone and a halfway house should ring.
Yeah. No, you know what I mean? Someone who just looks into it and they're like, he doesn't need all that.
Listen, in the long run, you're going to be costing yourself way more money if you give them that much Oxy.
Yeah. And just the damage to the liver.
Yeah, but
you got to watch out for that liver.
I have a fatty liver. My doctor's just mean.
I was about to say, that's rude. You have a fatty liver, Chubbs.
My girlfriend.
They said it on my dick for once.
My girlfriend called me big-hearted, and I said, I'm on a diet.
A fatty liver. That's true. Is a fatty liver, is the liver itself get fat? Or is it just like the contents are too much fat? What do you think, cat who hates us?
Cat who's quietly...
What do you think, cat?
Literally, your eyes...
Cat who's staring at us with an evil glare?
And making a noise like a car not starting.
Yeah.
Or that just might be a car in the neighborhood.
No, I think she's purring.
There's a fine line with cats.
I know. It's scary.
Your cat is skittish but polite.
Yeah. Well, do you remember I used to, the first time I lived with the cat, my old roommate's cat would come into my room.
Well.
And I would pet it, and then from my perspective, was I would pet it, and then it would growl at me, so I would stop petting.
But that's just what it sounded like breathing.
That's what purring is. I forgot about purring.
Oh.
I didn't know cats.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I was like, every time I pet it, it goes, and I'm like, this thing's about to attack. So I was just teasing her cat.
You were a bit of a tease back then.
I was teasing because the cat would come in and I'd be like, oh, you want a pet? And be like, that's nice. And I'd be like, that's it.
That's all you get.
Yeah.
Now that I know you like it, I'm not doing it anymore.
I was just edging a cat. I just had a bag of treats and I was just going, "Oh, you're a good girl," and then never giving the treats.
And then you eat them.
And I eat them. I don't even like this.
This is gross.
It tastes like fish.
You like this stuff?
It tastes like fish.
No wonder you're so fucking fat.
Yeah.
How old was that cat when it died? 43?
Yeah, I think it's pretty old. That cat was old. Its name was Dexter, and it was named that with no cultural relevance.
No reason. No. Dexter's Laboratory? Nope.
Not the serial killer.
Not the serial killer.
Laboratory
Nope.
man, or the Offspring singer even.
No context.
Yeah.
Just the idea of a thing could be named Dexter.
Yeah, just a name.
Poindexter was the closest thing it had to context for why it's called that.
Until Offspring released Smash, if you heard someone say Dexter, you'd say, "Oh, we got a nerd trying to be cool.
Dweeb.
We got a nerd who went to college and is trying to change his name up."
Exactly. Where's your pocket protector, bitch?
Maybe when I go to college, I'll call myself Dexter.
Did you consider a name change when you went to college?
I changed my name in 7th and 8th grade.
Did you go from Daniel to Dan?
Well, I
or
was
something
Danny
more...
as a child. With no, they didn't even ask me.
That's just...
You know what I mean? That's kind of fucked up about your name. Like, you probably didn't choose Eric.
No, I did not.
It's not like they called you Ricky until you were 7, and then you were like, you know what? I finally decided.
I'm a man now.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting a pube soon.
Yeah.
I'm Eric.
That's why people with the name Dan, Daniel, we're predisposed to a split personality. Or, you know what I mean? Duplicity.
Duplicity.
The ability to change. Not duplicity as much
as... duplicitous is not a good trait
No, not duplicity. I'm imagining more if suddenly it was like...
You're just thinking about the movie.
No, if I got canceled, I would...
Do you want to watch Duplicity?
I would love to watch Duplicity.
Let's not do the podcast.
No, like if I was like, "Oh, they're going to kill me. I got to move to Lebanon and change my name." And everything, and be like, "I've done it before.
I've done this before."
When I went from Danny to Daniel J.
Daniel J. You didn't make people call you Daniel
I tried
J.
7th and 8th grade. I was like, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna make it cool, be cool guy.
Danny J sounds better than Daniel J though.
Well, I was trying to make too big of a leap.
How did you consider going by Big J Okerson?
It was before him.
Much like Dexter the cat.
Or else I would have gone by Daniel J. Okerson. I was just a big fan of Danny Kaye, the old radio DJ from the 40s.
Danny Kaye is not a DJ.
Or comedian, whatever.
He's a singer.
Daniel, and then I was like, well, this is stupid.
Yeah.
And then my class, who I'd known since kindergarten, is all like, ooh. What's next to beret?
Oh, are you going to be a vegetarian
I'm going
now?
into 8th grade, and they're all like, oh, make way on the Autobahn for Daniel J. The Autobus dropped off Daniel.
A middle school hallway really is the Autobahn for adolescents.
Kids you can move any speed you want.
You can go as fast.
Actually, you can't.
Well, it's dangerous to go slow.
It's dangerous to go slow.
That's like how it's like the Autobahn.
In my experience, you got one teacher in the middle going, hey.
Did you ever...
slow it down.
I remember I wore a T-shirt to school one time. It was a Family Guy T-shirt.
Whoa.
And it was a dog.
It was Brian.
It was a
dog.
It was a dog sniffing Brian's ass.
Oh.
And then it had a word bubble of Brian saying, "Do I know you?"
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
How was it? I'm imagining cartoon Brian.
Yes.
A photo of a real
dog. And also, I drew the word bubble.
Yeah.
And taped on the printed off picture.
It was
of the
originally
dog.
just a Brian.
It was
t-shirt.
just a Brian T-shirt.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have the thing where he's looking over his shoulder.
No, it's just Brian.
And a teacher stopped me in the hallway
and said, "That's hilarious."
She said,
"Have you heard about American
That's so
Dad?"
funny. I teach a stand-up comedy class, and that's how I got into comedy."
That would be great if that is what it was.
No, she said, "You have to take that off."
Yeah, I wore a funny. I made a Stewie Griffin T-shirt.
I said, I will destroy the world.
I wrote, it was Brian, and I graffitied a shirt. And Jerry Seinfeld happened to be speaking at my school.
Jerry Seinfeld was doing the commencement address for my kindergarten class.
And now I'm Mark Norman.
I'm gay.
I'm gay. I wrote, they gave me a name tag for when I met Jerry Seinfeld.
Anyways, that's how I came out of the closet.
They said they gave me a name tag for when I met Jerry Seinfeld, and it said, "Hello, I am
gay."
And then I wrote gay, and then Jerry Seinfeld went, "That's very funny.
You've got something, kid.
You should take my stand-up class."
You should take. It's $3 million a year.
Jerry Seinfeld, you should take my stand-up class. Jerry Seinfeld is teaching his monthly stand-up graduation this Saturday at 4. It's the graduation show for Jerry Seinfeld.
It would be great
stand-up class.
You should do this.
Teach Seinfeld.
For a comedian who, for every time after a show when someone comes up and is like, you know, I think I've been thinking about trying stand-up. I really want to try it. You should just be like, that's perfect. I teach a class.
But Eric, I do.
It's $1,000 right now.
Now. Go. It's an immersive course.
Give me the $1,000.
You need to follow me for
and
a week.
I will drive you to an open mic.
I'll take you there. Get up there. Just me signing him up. I'll be like, I'll talk to the booker.
I know the guy.
I'll be an agent. That'd be great.
I know Cam.
You get somehow you like intercept people who want to try comedy for the first time, and then you're like, no, I'll be your booker. I'll be an agent. And then you just sign them up. You just go to open mics with them, and then you're like, you stay here. I'll go talk to the host.
I'll go talk to the guy. I know him. Don't worry.
Sign him up.
All right, I got you. It was hard, but I got you some time.
I got you 3 minutes.
That'll be $25.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? I can get you a guest set at the club, and then I'm just feverishly DMing the club, like, please, book him, please. No, I know the guy who runs the kaiju shows. I can get you on it.
I'll get you on.
I'll get you on one.
I'll get you on Thunderdome. You will not know the topic in advance.
Yeah, that would be very fun. The agent. I bet in LA you could pull that off.
Oh, you could pull that off anywhere.
Or in New York City.
It would be easier to do it here.
No, I don't think so. Because it'd be too low stakes that people wouldn't be nervous enough.
Yeah,
but
that's
in LA,
true.
if you just stand at the door of the Improv and you're like, "Are you here to try comedy?
You're here for the show?
You here to do the open mic night?"
You know what? I'm gonna make sure your name gets in the bucket.
Because they fuck everyone over here.
Half the names don't even make their way into the bucket.
Ken Carney's notorious for fucking everyone at the late breakfast. He doesn't. You sign up. He's got whiteout. He's got a pen that's got whiteout on the backside.
Ken Carney's merciless. Yeah. And then he goes on my Facebook. He's like, "Here's a picture of you kissing him."
Here's you and Ken Carney doing bits on each other's wall.
Well, I'm in.
Look, I know how to get you on them.
I'm in, so I'm gonna help you get in.
They call it an open mic, pal, but you gotta have your foot in the door.
They call it an open mic. But do you know their email?
Sesame.
It's less of an open mic, more of an open sesame, if you know what I'm saying.
Open sesame. That's my new name for an open. When I've gone crazy, that would be my name for an open mic. Open sesame this Tuesday at the Pita Place.
Pitas don't even use sesame. And where's the stage gonna be? Behind the register. You check them out while you're doing your bits.
When you're on stage, you sit at table 3.
It's a paid spot. You do have to check people out.
You do.
And make the euros.
I would love that.
I would love a pay.
I wish they gave me a job to do while I was doing stand-up.
That would be awesome.
Like a task that if I also accomplished that, I'd get $20 more.
You're just talking about working at a comedy club.
I know, no, but like, wow, I don't want to do more time. I don't want to have to work more. But if I could do stand-up, and they're like, also, if while you're up there, you could fold these T-shirts.
Yeah, if you could, that's how comedy clubs should, if they had silverware to roll.
Yeah, roll the silverware.
Everyone's sitting down at this mic.
The closer rolls the silverware. Sure, you get the headline,
the openers,
but there's a lot of responsibilities closing out the show.
The openers cut lemons.
Yeah.
The closers roll silverware.
Yeah.
Duh.
And it's like, sure, you get more as money as the closer, but you got it. You never know.
We cut down on support staff by putting the ice machine on stage.
Yeah. That's what the brunch show at Spinelli's is like. There's like a soda machine next to the stage.
There's a brunch show at Spinelli's.
I suggest...
Brunch show at Spinelli's should be the name of an open.
I know. I really pushed that they rename it to Lunch Show, and I think they did.
What the fuck are you talking about?
There's a lunch show.
What time and what day?
1 p.m.
7:30.
7:30 a.m.
Tuesday.
No, I think it's 1 p.m. I think the first Saturday or Sunday of the month. I cannot remember.
They decided Spinelli's decided to do this show once a month. Why? What's stopping them from doing it every week?
Good question. I guess they have self-control.
Yeah, Spinelli's, famous for self-control.
That is a good question.
The only place where you can order beer to go with your pizza.
We do it in the side room, which is nice.
Which location?
The one on
Brownsboro Road?
Baxter or Barrett? I can never remember which is which.
Yeah.
Baxter. I always confuse those two roads. Yeah, we do it on one on They do it on the one on Baxter, and it's in the side room
with the monster truck parked outside,
which is clean because I was worried we were possibly going to do it in the pizza oven, which is dirty.
Did you think they were going to clean it with a mop in the middle of your
Yeah,
set?
it's notorious. The pizza oven's notoriously dirty, and I was like, well, I don't want to perform. And they're like, no, don't worry, the side room's clean. We used a different mop than the one we used to clean the pizza oven.
The pizza oven.
I love we get sued by Spinelli's.
Defamation of character.
They're like, we don't clean our oven with a mop. Stop telling people that.
It's like, well, then why did so many people tell us that?
Yeah, why have we both heard this anecdote multiple times?
From Spinelli's employees.
Yeah. And also, it's like, if you're not cleaning the pizza oven with the mop, then what's that taste?
Why don't you describe the cleaning process to me? If it's not a mop, describe how you clean the pizza oven in detail.
It's like a big, long, limp toothbrush. It's like a wig on a stick.
You sure you're not trying to... Huh.
We get it?
Huh.
It's a wet wig on a stick.
Oh, yeah. Whose wig?
That's probably how a mop was invented.
Someone dropped their wig
some guy,
on a spill.
Some guy was like, I wonder what it would look like to look like a woman taking a shower. So then he put on a wig and he got it wet and he's dancing around with a broom handle singing. He's doing it like a mic stand. He's singing. He's pretending to be a beautiful lady singing. And then his wife came home. He threw the wig on the floor and then his wife went, what are you doing? And he went,
cleaning up.
I invented a new thing.
I was crying.
I'm mopping around, what's that word? Moping.
Moping? No, I was mop. It's different.
I'm mopping.
Mopping.
You don't know about mopping? You never worked at Spinelli's?
Never cleaned a pizza oven?
Mopping started as a way. Mopping goes back to ancient Italy and the first pizza ovens.
When the first cross-dresser was caught in the act.
Yeah, it's the first pizza ovens. Mopping actually comes from pizza technology.
Much like Spinelli's, straight from Italy.
Well, Spinelli's, I did learn recently. Do you know what type of pizza Spinelli's is?
Philadelphia style.
It is, yeah, that's true. So it's a nice...
I've asked everyone who I've ever known who's worked at Spinelli's, what does Philadelphia style mean?
It means it's dirty.
And then they just say They always act like it's the first time they've been asked that question.
I love it.
I guess it's like not cooked all the way.
Yeah, I spent because normally my move is that I go to a city and
I'm surprised since you worked at Burger Boy, you didn't work at Spinelli's. Because those are the two jobs that service industry workers kind of get drafted into.
Yeah,
like,
you
have
do.
To, like...
Well, I served my time at Burger Boy.
Yeah, that's true. You draft dodged.
Yeah.
And did Burger Boy.
Yeah, I did the late shift at Burger Boy, so it's like double time.
Yeah. You volunteered early.
Yeah.
Because it was right when you got to town. So you volunteered early, you got through it.
I got in, sir, yes, sir. My drill instructor was a guy throwing grape jelly and biscuits and gravy at me. And then I just went, you gotta go. And then he did go. And then I was like, that worked? And I remember being like, what?
No, it is astonishingly easy to kick people out.
You gotta go. Because then they're like, well, this guy does have authority.
Yeah.
If I disregard the one guy who has authority, that's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird if you're in a building and then someone's like, you have to leave. And then you're like, I guess I'm going to stay? It's like, what? Are you taking over the building?
It's like, because...
You can't, I don't think you can do that.
The ultimate idea is like, so what, like, okay, you have to leave. No, I'm going to stay. It's like, okay, well, you can't have anything.
Till when? I'm going to stay. Till close?
But I'm not giving you anything. Like,
Yeah.
you can't have water.
Yeah. Burger Boy's 24 hours, so that would have been wild if that guy was like, I'm going to stay.
This is the terminal now.
Yeah, exactly. It's just never gets
I'm going to eat everyone's leftovers. It's like, well, we only give people 8 fries.
But the next time I come to work, he's like, I've been here 72 hours straight. I have more authority than you. I'm like, fuck, he's kind of right.
Shit. You do have seniority.
He's
Would
kinda
you like
right.
to work the grill?
I liked working the grill and taking orders at the same time because it would blow people's minds. How dirty my hands would be.
How many times my fingers slipped off the fucking till.
No, I'd wash them in between. Burger Boy's got a nice little sink next to the checkout.
Next to the till.
No, but I was crazy because I was like 22 and I was like, go get her. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna cook and take orders and do registers. Other person, you do dishes, and then like just food run and bus tables.
You mean take orders like?
And get paid way too much.
Did Burger Boy?
It was weird because I was like, let me do 75% of the job. You do 25%, and we'll split the money. And people are always like, no.
It is funny when you give people an objectively good deal and they turn it down.
You do the dishes. I was like, okay, you mean have me go smoke weed and listen to my headphones? Sure.
I guess that's okay.
I'm giving you a job.
We're still splitting the money, right?
I'm giving you a fuck around job, and you're out here going, no, I want to deal with customers.
I'm better at this than you. Cool.
Then why are our tips going down?
Then why is everyone yelling up front?
Why is a guy throwing a plate at my head?
What's up with all this jelly in my hair?
Why is it jelly in my... We had to wear hats. No, it's absurd. Spinelli's brunch.
It was Sunday, 1 p.m.
Someone's pulling eggs Benedict out of a pizza oven. Everything fell off. Fuck, it's burning. Damn, it's on fire.
The other day at work, someone pulled a pizza out too early, and they were like, it fell apart when I was pulling it out. I took it out too early, and I was like, is the middle of the pan, like, empty? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how do you mean it fell out? Like,
It fell out.
Like, what?
The pizza oven opened up.
The pizza.
This one's for me. That's cool, man.
While we're talking about Louisville institutions, do you want to have a moment of silence to mourn the loss of a Louisville landmark?
I've been seeing I don't know what you're talking about, but everyone keeps doing like bits where they're like, the Yum Center's a spirit Halloween now.
That's not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
The Thornton's on Broadway closed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that place is terrible.
Yeah. Hotbed of violence.
Oh, fuck. That.
Where are they going to go now?
Well, that is true, but I'm more so thinking, where am I going to pretend like I'm turning when I'm avoiding that no left turn? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because there's that thing where it says no left turn, but if you pretend like you're getting gas, you can quickly just go through the Thorntons and So what the fuck? Now, what am I going to do when that becomes like a daycare center? And then they're like, stop pulling into the daycare.
You are not allowed near a daycare with that mustache.
Get out. This guy with the mustache keeps pulling through the daycare. That's true. What are all those kids? What are all those?
For the people who don't know, the Thornton's on Broadway. As Broadway is in most towns now.
It's cesspool.
Well, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say it was a hotbed for the houseless population.
I was going to say it as a homely vibe.
Also, aren't I houseless?
mean,
this is an apartment.
That's true. well, I was going to say the Thorntons was a homey vibe. And by that I mean a lot of people have it as their primary residence.
Main residence. A lot of people get their mail there.
Yeah. No,
it would be funny if you worked there and someone came in and was like, hey, do you mind if I get my Amazon stuff?
That would be awesome.
Well, I never went there because it was like...
I fucked up once doing an Amazon drop shipping thing because I never used it. And I fucked up once and they were like, where do you want it shipped to? Here's like the spots. And then they had like, oh, you can get it sent to like a Whole Foods. You can pick shit up at like a Whole Foods.
Yeah.
So I was like, get it sent
Whole
to
Foods is Amazon.
this Whole Foods. And I gave them the address and they're like, perfect. And then I went to the Whole Foods in Nebraska and I was like, hey, can I get my package? They're like, we don't have a package. And then the lady went, hold on a second though. And then she like called somebody and they're like, go over to like the regular customer service. And then they went, is this your package? And I was like, yeah. And they went, this just got mailed like to the Whole Foods. like Amazon just mailed it like Dan Alton address, the Whole Foods.
Did you ask them if that had ever happened before?
Yeah, and they were like, yeah, no, normally it doesn't happen. They're like, I was like, what normally happens? They're like, you get sent to like a separate like thing in the store. They're like, this just showed up as if
like this came with our produce.
Yeah, like you're sending a thank you letter to your old manager.
Like you got that job at the law firm that you were working at Whole Foods to pay for.
Hey, I'm looking for my my new portable CD player that I had. That's what I was picking up.
What the fuck?
Well, one so I can hook up to my car and play CDs.
You don't have a CD player in your car?
No, cars after like 2014 don't have CD players.
God damn.
Yeah, so I got
what a world.
The portable CD. I'm like, where'd you get my portable CD player for Dan Alton? Aisle 7.
I felt taken.
And then I go over to aisle 7 and someone bought it.
Someone had purchased.
Someone had bought it off the shelf.
Tip, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's retro. I got felt taken down by a musical artist when I was buying a CD.
Whoa.
And
you got felt taken down.
I felt taken down.
No.
I haven't finished the story yet.
No, I'm just confused by that wording.
Because I bought a CD, and she was like, you must have an old car. And I was like, do I look dirty?
Yeah.
Did I not take a shower? Did I forget to take a shower?
No, you got roasted.
And she was like, no, just people with cars who don't have data are the only people who buy CDs anymore.
It's wild. 'Cause I remember when we had our CD, the joke was...
Although Andrea's car is older than that, and I think she has a CD player.
Well, I was going to say, remember, like, when we had a CD, the joke was like...
you don't have to listen to it.
No, if your car is... you had to be in the sweet... I can't remember the wording, but you had to be in the sweet spot of not too broke that your car doesn't have a CD player,
and not too
wealthy that your car doesn't have a CD player.
Oh,
and I remember, and then now that the idea of a car being so old it doesn't have a CD player is aged out. People are like a tape deck. What?
What the fuck?
Like any car that has a cassette player probably doesn't run anymore.
I'm not driving around in a Vista Cruiser.
Yeah,
What is
yeah,
this?
like-
What am I, Eric Foreman?
Yeah.
I'm Eric Sorgel.
But I remember when I would sell CDs and be like, "Oh, you work at you're a middle manager at a bank. Surely you have a car that can play this."
You definitely, your Kia Soul has
You're a gas
CD
station
player.
attendant. You can't afford this CD, pal. You're gonna need a hookup to a. You're gonna need a cassette.
Does it go into the aux cord? Where
What?
does it go?
The CD player?
Yeah.
I don't use it anymore.
Well, you used it.
No,
How did it work?
You get a headphone thing. I think you could probably do aux cord also.
A headphone thing.
Like most cars have a little headphone.
Did you just
jack.
buy like a Discman and have headphones on while you were driving?
Yeah, busted. I didn't even have headphones on. I would just hold the CD. I would look at it spin. I'd read the lyric sheet and I'd look at it spin.
I bought a transparent Discman. It would spin real quick.
Well, it had this little window.
And sometimes, if they were cool, the CDs had a design that looked awesome when
I
it span.
remember how they'd have the little window sometimes so you could see in like a little bit, just to make sure the CD was spinning.
Just to make sure.
My friend took out his window.
Why?
I don't know. It definitely
Was he trying
damaged
to scratch?
I don't know, but I remember we were like, dude, this is the coolest thing ever.
I'm so happy I can see Trick Daddy's
I remember one time
www.thug.com spin.
I remember one time we took a marker and drew on a CD while it was playing, and it fucked it up.
Why would that fuck it up? It's
Because
the top of it.
It was spin. It was like,
Oh, you pushed it down too hard.
well, just any effect.
Oh, you meant it fucked it up temporarily?
Yeah.
Okay,
like
yeah.
the CD was like, they say you a wangster, and then
Hey, remember CD players on the bus?
yeah. Now we're just turning into old comedians. We're just turning into 50-year-old comedians. And in my day, you'd have to call your mom on a cell phone to pick you up.
You had to call, not text her, because you saving them texts for your girlfriend,
Yeah.
ain't you? You saving them for
Saving them
Megan.
texts for 8th grade English T9. And you could do the
Remember you used to do it in your pocket
you
because
could
you
do
knew
it
the
without
buttons.
even looking. Now you can't even jack off your own dick without staring at it.
You know how these days you gotta stare at your penis while you masturbate?
Yeah.
That's all you can come to.
Bosco sticks. That should be someone special, just Bosco sticks. No, it's just called Remember, and the mic is a Bosco stick. No, when I worked at the Improv, that's what I hate. Like when I first started comedy, I was a server at the Improv, and I would just watch like John Heffron bomb for all week, like that type of show.
Zac Efron bomb.
They would all just do that, and they'd all be like, "Remember the bus?" And then it'd be like 20 minutes where they'd just be like, "And if the bus had a radio, oh no."
Oh no.
And then I'm just over there going, "Yeah, it's 15% automatic gratuity. I can't take it off."
There's no way to take it off.
I know you just said, "Well, now I'm not tipping," but
You did tip.
you did. Tip.
You understand you already tipped.
You need to change your attitude by 15% to match. That'd be great.
You have to punch me in the face to not tip.
Someone's mad about an automatic gratuity, and then it's like, well, you better change your attitude to match what your bank statement is, because you seem 0% gratuitous.
You need to be a lot meaner. Why don't you call me gay?
No, I meant up it.
Oh.
Like if they're angry, there's 0% gratitude. You should at least be 15%. You should at least be like, thanks.
Fine.
That's a change now, man. Now people are mad when you give them a tip.
Remember when you used to be able to stiff waiters?
Imagine that. That would be a great dad stand-up. Like if somehow it's like an audience of just dads, and it's someone like, "What's with this tipping bullshit?"
I never used to tip.
Yeah, the dads are just like, "Woo!"
I mean, thank God for them if I had some spare change.
And sometimes your kids go back in and are like, "I forgot my coat," and then they change the tip to leave more.
You know what the worst thing was? When they started being able to forget their cell phones and go back and tip for you.
Yeah.
God damn.
God damn. Cat Williams is killing for the nation's dads. And don't even get me started on them trophy. And then you just, the world erupts. You hear like...
Madison Square Garden has collapsed.
because someone did a participation trophy joke in front of a bunch of dads. You know, I grew up white, and
that's weird. I grew up black.
I grew up white, a white millennial. So they gave me a good credit score as a participation trophy.
What is your credit
also
score?
OnlyFans? Also, what are other hack bits people are doing?
What's up with juice?
What?
I don't know. I was trying to do that Prime stuff. I don't know.
Oh, what were you gonna ask? What are mine?
What is your credit score?
Like, I don't know. Bad.
Yeah,
I think I got pretty bad credit.
I think mine is 0.
I wish I had no credit.
I have no debt except for medical debt, which don't count.
Don't tell anybody. I always get mad when my
I
girlfriend's
like that medical debt is covered by like if a bank calls my doctor, they have to be like, I can't tell you.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, medical debt is not included in your credit score.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it also is interest free, and it also disappears after I think 5 or 7 years.
I should transfer stuff into medical debt.
You want to buy a car at a hospital?
You can use credit cards to pay off other credit cards.
I bought my car from a doctor.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm never paying
Can
them
you
back.
use medical debt to pay off a credit card? Can I get cash back at the hospital?
I remember they kept calling me about
Refinance your debt by pretending to have knee surgery. Call now. It's not a matter of if you can save, it's a matter of how much.
I kept getting calls from the hospital, and it was at the same time that I kept getting calls from people being like, refinance your blah, 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 you know.
Are you looking to refinance your jet ski? I think this is the wrong number. No, it's just Dan Alden. Lives in Louisville, has a mustache. Yeah?
Yeah, I do want to refinance my
How
jet
do you have all of
ski.
that info correct and you think I have financed the jet ski? They should look. It's weird that they haven't had AI look into like stuff like that and go, all right, well, these people are just aren't susceptible to phone.
Well, I got one the other day where
Like, we can get your full name and everything, and we're like, Dan Alton, this is your brother calling about your debt of a boat question. It's like you can do all the prep work, but then you can't be like,
this is not a good person to call for this.
yeah, you can't look into it to be like, let's find an item.
0% success rate on this one.
Are you looking to refinance your home? It's like, I rent from my girlfriend.
Call my girlfriend.
Yeah, like what?
Do you want to talk to her? She makes all the big money decisions anyways.
Dan Alton, are you looking to refinance your PayPal credit?
But I got because I pick up the phone for random phone calls if I've got the time.
Like you had a home phone. You're like, because I pick up.
I would love to get a home phone.
like how girls don't like to answer the door. They're always like, you get it.
I would love to get a home phone.
In our house, I get the phone.
Because that would just mean every time it rang, it would be someone I could yell at.
Hello? That would be fun. Feel like you have a home phone as a game.
Because that's why I pick up random numbers, because I know it's someone that I can maybe lose my temper on.
It's like the opposite of that phone in the middle of the desert.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? There's a pay phone in the middle of the desert, and people call it just because they're like,
if someone's there, they're definitely gonna pick it up.
Yeah, and then there's this one guy. There's a bunch of people who do this. There's one guy particularly would camp out there all the time because he just became obsessed with talking to people.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't like the idea of someone calling and no one answers. And he's like, I'm having all these adventures. I made all these friends. He's like, I had a 2-hour conversation with a guy from China. Now I'm going to China. Like, hang
That
out.
sounds fun.
It was wild. There's like coast to coast where they interview this guy.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's wild. He's just like, yeah, I'm just out here. I just answer this phone. They've since decommissioned it.
Oh.
But that phone, he's like, yeah, anyone who calls this phone, there's an element of like being an adventurer, like like a weirdo. He's like, so we're gonna connect.
First of all, you only find out about that phone by being a weirdo.
Yeah. He's like, so we're gonna hit it off.
There's no one who's like, there's a phone in the middle of the desert. No plans on ever calling it.
yeah. So that guy, he like hits it off with everybody. And then on the flip side, if you had a home phone in 2024,
Yeah.
he'd be like, well, anyone calling me is trying to trick me.
And I'm better at it.
Yeah, it's fun. I still have a podcast called Home Phone.
Hey, that's not a bad
It
idea.
isn't a bad idea.
But I got a call, and they were like, hey, is this Eric Sorgel? And I'm like, yeah. And they were like, do you drive a Nissan Sentra? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, okay, is it a year? And I could tell that they like didn't have that piece
You
of
look out the
info.
window and there's a guy like across the street looking at your car on the
Trying to
phone.
figure out,
With
it's like,
you.
this is a lot of damage.
He's like, do you have a beeper to unlock it from here? Can you unlock it?
I do not. I wore out the batteries
Can
in New
you unlock
Orleans.
it from here and then look away?
But he was like, is it 2014? I was like, no. And he was like,
13.
okay, 2012. No, literally, he just gave another guess. And then I was like, so you don't know what year it is? And he literally went, all right, come on, man.
He's like, I guessed Sentra.
Listen, Nissan and Sentra was pretty fucking good, okay?
He's like, I came in here only knowing Eric Sorg.
How old are you? I don't even know that. Are you... I don't know, is Eric a girl's name now? And then I'm like, all right, you like Ricky Gervais?
That's how I respond to when they do the text scams. I just respond, I'm a 12-year-old girl.
That's a good way to do it.
I did one recently where it's some lady sent me a photo of her in like a dress, and she's like, my makeup's done, when will you be arriving? And then I was like, you have the wrong number. And then she was like, oh no, is this not my friend Kathy? And then I was like, no. And then she went, Kathy, don't play tricks on me. And then I went, this isn't Kathy.
You picked up your phone and then put it down. That means that you eventually ended up meeting up with this woman, right? And you don't want to show it to me because it shows
I'll
the
show
intrigue.
you. I was trying to remember. Here's what it is.
No, I'll show you.
Or no, it was Mary was the name. And she said, I'm sorry, this isn't my friend Mary.
Yeah, I've seen those before.
Mary, you're as funny as ever, but don't dare joke with me today. I love that one.
That's threatening.
I know.
Don't you dare.
I should have been like, I am Mary.
All right, I'm Mary.
No, but then I was just like, no, it's not Mary's number. It hasn't been since 2006. Stop texting me. And then
But you're a 12-year-old girl and you remember 2006?
And then she responded, I'm so sorry I typed the wrong number. Last week we agreed that Mary, it's some shit about Mary.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not
That's what
bothering
they
you.
always do.
If you live in but I have to say, the city you live in now is very beautiful. I have some business friends there. Maybe you know better than I do. Maybe I can apologize in person over a cup of coffee.
I'm a 12-year-old
I'm a 12-year-old girl.
What did they say to that?
No response.
No response. I got another phone call
Because
that
they probably can't be like, ooh, come on.
Come on, baby.
Come on, baby. Come on, 12-year-old girl.
Once you say you're a 12-year-old girl, they do kind of have to stop.
I'm going to start doing that on Tinder with Tinder. I'm not on Tinder, but you get a Tinder.
Another thing where you're getting yourself caught in your own web.
You go on Tinder, and then in my day of Tinder, there's a lot of bots.
Yeah.
I was on Tinder in a bad time for Tinder, I think. You were in the golden age.
I was in Tinder when it was free for everyone.
And it was just sex.
And it was just about fucking.
Just weirdos trying to have sex.
It was just people like. It was just me being like, oh, I like your wallet chain.
Yeah. You look like Harry Potter. Want to meet in a, in a parking garage downtown?
Would you like to
Have sex in my car?
Would you like to fuck in a Wendy's drive-thru quickly?
Yeah. And then when I was single. I'm single. It's 2018. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm ready to meet a gal in the river. And we meet underwater and fuck. And then I get on there and it's just ladies who are like their bio is like, I don't hold hands till the 5th date. Looking for love. Everyone says looking for love.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I match and they're like, hey, you seem nice. And I'm like, you seem nice too. You ready? You want to go? What Wendy's?
Which Wendy's is your favorite?
What Burger King bathroom do you want to get busy in?
The one near campus has the UV lights that stop you from shooting up. I think it's romantic.
Yeah.
Also a good deterrent. I don't know you that well.
Yeah. No dice. And then one time I matched with a lady who was trying to do that, and she went, what are you looking for? And I went, I don't know. What are you looking for? And then she went, I'm looking for a guy who knows what he's looking for.
It's not.
And then I looked at her profile. I was like, oh, this lady's expecting me to be like,
I want to fuck you in the ass.
how about I eat a steak dinner and then you eat my dick?
I don't think anyone's looking for that.
Steak, I think, is supposed to make your cum taste bad.
Oh.
Well,
Women
no, that
like-
wasn't an O, as if that was my point. I was agreeing with you that no one wants that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, we're in agreement. Wild world. Yeah, when Tinder bot is like, I want to meet up, but first can you go on my webcam?
Can you go on my webcam site and
I can't.
pay me $500?
I can't. I'm a 12-year-old girl.
Well, you look like a man with a mustache.
And you've already sent me a dick
This
pic.
is my dad's account. I was playing with his phones to do Bejeweled. And your message popped up.
That must happen. Some 3-year-old's just like, it's the girl app.
It's the app with the girls. I love playing with the
I
app
want to
with the
keep
girls.
looking at pictures of girls.
Daddy, you have so many friends. Daddy popular.
I won.
I won. It said match. I matched it. I made it match.
I made a match. Yeah, that's true. If you're like a rich, that should be a thing you can outsource. Because you're like, I ain't got time to swipe all day. I'd pay a kid in India to swipe my Tinder for me.
I made ChatGPT give me pussy.
Dan only wants 6 and above.
I know 6s. Any woman with no mustache.
Oh no, I mess up account.
I make it show men.
Raj, why am I matching with so many hot guys?
Why am I matching with all these sexy Indian
why am I
dudes?
matching with so many male 3s? I'm sorry, we confused your profile with Eric Sorgel's request.
He's a very different client.
And that's how we find out that you're into Indian.
We already dealt with his customer complaint.
Indian 3s.
But if you know Eric Sorgel, he's matched with many women.
Just swap.
Very mad. You can have them. I'm not really doing any accent.
Yeah, is that a thing where hot guys get a Tinder and then they're like, I'll sell it to you?
Probably.
You just change the pictures to you, and then girls are like, I don't remember matching with this guy who looks like an egg. There's a guy whose head is an egg with eyes drawn on it.
This is strange.
I remember this.
This is very strange.
When did I send him nudes?
Huh. I don't remember sending this man my tits.
You get on like Raya, and then it's just photos of like Ryan Reynolds, and then on the bio you put, I am Ryan Reynolds' manager.
He wants you to fuck me.
Is that a thing? Because that's the thing on Tinder where it would be a bunch of group photos, and then you gotta figure out who the person is. But that thing on Raya where you're like, oh my god, the cast of the Avengers? And then you gotta figure out who it is.
It's not Mark Ruffalo. He seems like a good man, and he's married. Is Robert Downey Jr. off the wagon? And trying to fuck?
Why does this account entirely photos of all of the Avengers at like press events?
Why is one of them dressed up like a Party City Hulk?
All right, well there's one of them that Hawkeye isn't in, so he's not.
It's not Jeremy Renner.
And then you look at the bio, and the bio says, "We are a group of A-list actors looking to experiment."
Yeah,
I guess I matched for a polycule with the Avengers.
They all got a tattoo together. Why don't they all have an orgy?
They should. They probably have.
I think they should.
I bet they. I mean, they probably haven't. But also, if it turned out they had, I wouldn't be like, what?
What the fuck?
No, that's true. They did all get a tattoo.
They did, except for Mark Ruffalo and someone else.
They all got a tramp stamp that said slut.
How much would it?
It's a butterfly that says slut
in the middle. Slut on the wings.
on the
SLUT. How much would it cost you to get a tattoo? How much would you have to get paid to get a tattoo?
It depends what the tattoo would be.
Slut as a butterfly.
Slut as a butterfly? Probably. What's the price of the tattoo?
You don't have to pay for the tattoo.
Wait,
actually, no, you do have to pay for the tattoo, but it's taken out of your winnings for getting the tattoo.
That's what I mean. I need to...
$1,000.
Oh, I need 1,000 at least.
How ornate is this tattoo?
To pay for the tattoo.
You think it costs $1,000 to get slut as a... That's on a flash sheet somewhere.
An inkjet printer can do that. Yo, that'd be a funny comedy show, like worst tattoos.
All right.
And it's guys with like gauges, and they're like, check it out, man.
Check it out. It's a party shark.
Check it out. It's a pizza, but it's a wheel on a car.
It's the mop I used to clean the pizza up with.
That would be a great tattoo to have. I own Spinelli's, and I don't like that mop pizza oven thing. And then his sleeves are rolled up, and you can see like half a mop coming at him.
It's for a different thing.
They're like, it's because of Jeffrey Dahmer, and I know he wasn't broomstick.
We covered that.
I like the apocrypha.
We covered that in the job interview. When I asked you who your favorite serial killer was, which is a routine question for Spinelli's employees.
That is probably a question. That sounds like the most, like, that's not even a joke. That just sounds like legitimately a thing that would be on the Spinelli's.
This is how you found out I worked at Spinelli's?
Yeah. I think you just outed yourself as applying at Spinelli's.
When I was quitting jobs every 2 weeks, one of them was Spinelli's. Yeah. I just didn't want to admit it.
And who's your favorite serial killer? This question's offensive. Somewhere I worked at, what's your spirit animal? And someone was filling it out, and they were like, this question's offensive.
It is.
And they were like, it's just like a fun little question. And then they were like, this is absurd. And then they like left.
It is technically offensive.
It is. They should have tried to hire that person. like, we loved your spunk. Someone who speaks their mind is exactly what we need around here.
I did angrily tear up a application one time because it asked for my social security number.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
And I was like, I don't have the job yet. I'm not giving you my social security number and like all of my other information that you're asking for. And they're like, well, that's what it takes to get the job at Dragon King's Daughter. And I was like, did you guys steal a bunch of money during the pandemic?
That's what it takes to get a job here at Alleyway Sandwiches. There's a guy in an alleyway making a bologna sandwich. No,
that's the equivalent of just a stranger asking you for your social security number.
That's insane. That's completely insane. Hey, I'm a financially vulnerable person.
I'm financially unstable. Would you like to obtain all of my information?
Here's my info.
Would you like my address, full name, social security number, date of birth? I'll throw in my mother's maiden name for free.
Yeah. That's the test. You give someone like a crazy, like too much info, and they're like, I'm not filling this out, and you go, you pass. We don't want gullible douchebags.
So, all right, it's 592-987-45932.
Is that really it?
That's too many numbers.
How many numbers are in a social security number?
1, 2, 3, 2, 4.
Is that it? So yours is 1, 2, 3, 2, 4. We got it.
Yes.
Pull out. And then a helicopter pulls me out. I fly through the wall.
I knew you were wearing that jacket for a reason. It's too hot for that jacket.
I've been killed by hitting the window.
Slit your throat on the fucking glass.
Oh, fire truck.
How long until Tom Cruise dies during one of those stunts?
Tom Cruise, I don't know. My girlfriend's aunt, she's dating this guy. She's been dating this guy for a long time.
So she's not single.
No.
Not interested in the story.
Not even to find out that her boyfriend is Tom Cruise.
All right, I'm interested.
His name's Tom Cruise.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
And that's fun because then it's fun to say Tom Cruise, the one and only.
The one and only.
The one and only. He was doing that bit at a funeral, and I was like, this guy's awesome.
That guy does sound cool. I like that. Doing any bit at a funeral, I immediately gain respect.
Like, hell yeah.
The goal to pull
It's one
off...
of those where you're like, I heard you say that to the last guy.
Tom Cruise, one and only.
The one and only.
It's nice to bring levity to such a traumatic incident.
Exactly. At least he didn't slip on a banana peel.
It would be...
You're saying that to a widow. At least he didn't slip on a banana peel.
At least you'll be able to die knowing that he didn't slip on a banana peel.
Isn't this the worst? Well, actually, this is the worst. And then you hold up a bratwurst. You've been out of frame. It's out of her eyesight.
It would be funny if like you're eating after a funeral and you take a bite of potato salad and you're like, this is the worst.
Potato salad's not worst.
Oh. I didn't understand.
Oh, it's broccoli is worse.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I just meant eating food and being like, this sucks.
No, my girlfriend at her mom's funeral, her like cousin's kids are like 12 and like 14 or some shit like that, and they were loving it when people would bring food.
Yeah,
because people kept bringing food, and then someone's like, "Oh, we just got a bunch of KFC," and then they'd be like, "Yo, KFC in the break room." And then they'd be like, "Someone brought this." They'd be like, "Potato salad, let's go."
Your girlfriend works from home.
What? No, at the funeral home thing.
Oh, okay.
It's at the funeral thing, and everyone's bringing food.
You get access to the break room at a funeral home when you have a funeral there?
You get access to the little funeral, where all the the soda machine.
A soda machine at the
funeral
home?
Coffee machine.
I've only been to one funeral as an adult, and there was only 5 people there, so we all brought our own stuff.
I was about to say, everyone just split a granola bar in the parking lot. No, usually at a funeral, and there's like 2 viewing rooms, and then like a kitchen or 2. And then at one point they're like, "You guys are gonna split the kitchen." And I remember thinking, "I'm gonna steal some of their food."
Yeah,
I didn't even know what they were gonna bring.
Yeah, you're planning a heist.
Yeah,
and it's like the casino's not even open.
Yeah,
yet.
They're like, "Dude, come on, no one's deposited into this bank yet."
Wait until PNC opens their new location first. Yeah. How do you even have the blueprints?
Yeah, and then they were like, "We're gonna give you each your own room." And I was like, "Why wouldn't you just do that all like from the start?"
The funeral home gave you and your girlfriend separate rooms? They're that chaste there?
No, separate. Us and the other funerals, separate kitchens.
Oh, so there's 2 funerals happening at once there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I see what you're saying.
Yeah. That's how most funeral homes are. They don't always overlap, but there's usually like 2. You know, so you can turn and burn.
They go, all right, the last griever's out. We got 3 minutes to flip this room.
You go to work
and then they play a Bruno Mars song.
You move.
Everyone's running around.
You go to work at a new funeral home, and you're like, well, my last job had 2 viewing rooms, so I'm pretty sure I can handle 1. Okay?
Yeah. No, they flip. It's like a comedy club.
Yeah, I know what you
One room's even harder, though.
Which room?
No, I mean, if you only have 1 room, it's harder because you got to flip it quicker.
So fast.
2 rooms, you can alternate them.
You can, yeah. Flip, well, you still have to flip it in the same time frame.
Flip it quick.
And as a matter of fact, it would be harder to do too.
They have the
because
dead
then
bodies
you have to have
tied back to back. And the coffin is like, it's like an old mafia speakeasy where you flip a switch and it's suddenly it's the Brudabaker's funeral.
He once gave
Hey,
me
that says we miss Margaret. And then he elbows the wall and the Margaret thing rolls up.
What do you mean? It looks like Margaret to me. I'm so sorry. I've been blinded by grief.
Another great job from the Funeral Boys.
The
Latest Adult Swim cartoon. It's Zany Funeral Boys. By Adult Swim.
Whatever happened to that station?
Adult Swim. They drowned.
They still show Dragon Ball Z.
By now you should call it Grandma's Swim.
Right? Actually, they should change it back to Kid Swim.
Whatever happened to the Swimming Network?
Whatever happened to PSN, the Professional Swimming Network?
It's the Kids Swimming Network. And it's
pay-per-view. It's behind a paywall.
And it just instantly, they're like, oh, this is a bad idea.
Why did we do this?
The stars of Kids Swimming.
I was looking at YouTube shorts earlier, and one of them was, I mean, it's one of those fucking trend things now where it's like a pet peeve about a weird niche thing. What's your biggest pet peeve? We're gonna ask 12 people, and it was like high school swimmers, like female swimmers, and they were all like, I don't like this kind of flip flop, and
Too
it's
much
like
chlorine.
It's like, how is your number one pet peeve not? No one knows that guy. That's definitely the biggest pet peeve, right? Like,
because they don't know.
I've already asked all of my teammates, and that's no one's uncle.
But swimmers, I feel like that's more women's volleyball.
That's true. You really don't see a lot of the body when they're swimming.
Yeah, and aren't swimmers like weird looking?
They got big biceps, but
because that's like gymnasts. They're like, ooh, they're wearing skin tight clothes.
Yeah,
but then they have like nothing, no bot. They're just like.
Yeah.
So it's like, can't you get someone with big tits in that gymnast outfit? It's kind of the waist of the outfit.
Yeah.
That's kind of what swimming is.
It's true.
It's like you're just going to have some aerodynamic 14-year-old in there?
You could swim like me.
Get a gal with big tits.
You could swim like you could take your shirt off. I'm not going to see your tits.
Yeah.
You're doing the butterfly. Yeah. When am I going to see your tits?
Yeah.
Your arms are bigger than mine.
No, that is a good joke, though. The women's high school athletes being like, nobody knows that guy. Who is that? Whose uncle is that?
Well, we're at an hour, too. You want to just stop it there?
Why? Because you're thinking about women's volleyball?
I have to go to the bathroom.
That is always weird because you'll be in places where they'd sell that as like a calendar. I think my sister played high school volleyball, and I think they'd be like, "Oh, here's the poster for our schedule."
And it would just have a bunch of women's tight asses
it's
on
like, here's a collage of photos.
Of everyone from behind.
And then the schedule. And it's like, who's out there? And it's like, you know what I really need? A schedule of the women's high school volleyball.
When I was in high school.
The stars of the Trinity Trojans volleyball.
When I was in high school, the women's volleyball.
Who's the graphic designer making all those?
Privately.
He's like, my job is every fall I make the collages of the. He's like, my job is to like, cause I gotta choose what I do is I rank all the.
My job is to call the FBI first and explain why all these files have been sent to me.
My job is I rank them. I find the sexiest photos.
Yeah.
And I eliminate those.
Those are done.
I delete those ones.
Yeah.
And then I find the ugliest ones. I delete those too.
What I'm looking for is cellulite.
What I'm looking for.
I'm mostly a cellulite
What I'm
detector.
looking for is enough to where a guy who works at an auto shop can have this in his office, and then he can get mad at people for ogling it. But also, when he's gone, they can ogle it.
They can ogle it.
Yeah.
It's a very small middle ground.
Yeah.
Now, where I went to high school in Tennessee, we had a really good women's volleyball team. Like, they were constantly like going to states. And
like they never won, but the crowds were packed.
We had a really good looking women's volleyball team. Dog shit players.
Yeah.
No. And you could actually like skip school to go to
they can
states.
serve.
Oh, they serve you.
I'm gonna spike them.
You could skip school to go to states, which, you know, that's not like a reason to miss academics.
No, of course it is. Go to the state capitol and watch.
It wasn't even at the it was at MTSU.
It wasn't at the capitol. They didn't do it at the.
What is the capital of Tennessee?
Nashville.
I don't know if that's true.
It is.
Is it?
It's one of those ones that always seems wrong. Like
It's
even right
always
now,
like
right now, I'm not confident. But I know it. Like I know it is, but I'm not confident.
Well, it's the Athens of the South.
Yeah, because the ones where it's the main state are like
Places where there's not much else going on.
yeah, it's like but it's like Oklahoma, Columbus, Atlanta, Nashville.
It is Nashville.
Is Atlanta? Because Atlanta is Georgia, right?
Let's see.
Or is Atlanta North Carolina? Where is Atlanta?
It is Atlanta.
Yeah, because those are like the exceptions to the
Should be Athens.
It should be some random.
Because that's the Athens of the
Macon.
South.
It should be some bullshit city no one cares about. There's someone who was getting real down on their state's capital. They're like, you should go. It's fucking nothing. It's just like one building. And then I was like, hey, man, Frankfurt sucks too. It's okay. And it felt cool to be able to be like, wow.
No.
Someone's jealous of Frankfurt, probably. Someone out there.
Someone thinks Frankfurt is cool.
Yeah. No, I'm going to start telling people Louisville's the capital of Kentucky.
No, everyone will believe
I'm going to
you.
start saying that every time I go on stage and see the ratio.
No one will ever
see the
correct
ratio of correcting.
No one will ever correct you. How many people, what is the context of Louisville over all across this great nation?
If you say Louisville, in my experience, people think...
Horses?
No, they think like just some Midwest city, and they don't even think of like Kentucky. They're like, oh, St. Louis or whatever the fuck. Like Indiana, like, oh, Louis, just some place. Cincinnati, one of those places. But then if you say Kentucky, people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Kentucky has not a good reputation.
Yeah, Kentucky people picture like Arkansas, West Virginia, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Or Alabama, but people are picturing Alabama.
Which is in general not true even in the shitty parts of Kentucky.
No, not at all. Kentucky is a very misrepresented view in America.
Yeah.
But it's funny the wild difference between Louisville and Kentucky if you like tell people.
Huh.
Because nobody thinks like Louisville, Kentucky. At least that's my experience. They're like,
true.
If you're like, picture Louisville, they're like, oh, just they make bats or whatever the fuck. And then you're like, picture Kentucky, and they're like, everyone rides a horse, wears white suits.
I just remember when I was in New Orleans, everyone was like, "Oh, you're from the South." I was like, "I drove 8 hours south to get here."
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's like, dude, I'm sweating.
And they're like, "Oh, New Orleans isn't the South." I'm like, "Well, neither is Louisville, you fucking moron."
Dude, the South, you can like fill a glass by holding it up into the moist air.
To hold it under your pit.
Yeah, it is true. Like when you're in the South, you're like, "Oh, this sucks." No, if you're like this, you're like, "This is a specific environment."
It is swampy.
You're like, "Oh, damn."
Not actually swampy, but just
it's blistering.
Moisture level.
It's blistering.
Blistering is an excellent word. Not seersucker.
In Louisville, no.
Where is my seersucker?
In Louisville, if you're wearing seersucker, it's because you're going to a strip club and you want to feel the erection on the lady. and pajama pants on.
You know what they call seersucker? Everywhere else but Louisville? Louisville sweatpants.
Whoa. Do you, because you aren't supposed to wear sweat. Are you allowed to wear sweatpants to strip clubs?
A lot of strip clubs have dress codes.
Because that's the thing, right? You wear the sweatpants and then the thin layer.
You can feel, yeah.
You're erect. They can feel
your
erection.
They can feel your erect penis.
So so most strip clubs probably have like a no sweatpants rule.
They have a lot of them don't let you wear fucking hats.
But I bet.
Which is weird because that's where my dick is, and I want to hide it.
What if you wore a top hat and tails? Like, technically, sir, you can't.
That is not allowed in Foxy Ladies.
If we said no to his flat-brimmed UK basketball hat, we have to say no to your top hat. This is fun, mink.
Mink sweatpants.
Yeah.
Let's see if that passes the dress code.
No, but sweatpants, no sweatpants. First off, they just have a night where they're like sweatpants night.
Sweatpants only.
Yeah, anyone can wear sweatpants.
Sweatpants, no cover.
But
it's sweatpants night. Wear sweatpants, no cover.
But I'm looking at some of those dancers.
I bet you're looking at more than some.
Which I don't think a lot of them are trained. Certainly not Juilliard.
And where did you train, young lady?
But they dance. Some of them, it's like I look at some of them and it's like, you're telling me that this is a no sweatpants establishment. So what? They leave their Stewie Griffin.
I watched her walk in. Cookie Monster pajamas.
I was about to say, you're telling me that fucking.
I was here when you opened.
Those Homer Simpson pajama pants her boyfriend bought her. She didn't wear those over fishnets. It's windy out.
Are you telling me
she wore what? Khaki dungarees over fishnets?
Are you telling me that the Nightmare Before Christmas sweatpants that she walked in here with, that she walked out of Walmart with after walking in short shorts that she's wearing now on stage without paying for, and I'm not allowed to wear...
I can't wear my dress pinstripe sweatpants.
And you're trying to tell me to take off my top hat?
He's like, well, sir, technically we did make her remove those pants. And then he gives you a big smile.
All right, you got me. I'll get a dance from...
Let's end it on a name.
I was trying to think of a good
Because you know enough names to where you've got options.
I did meet a stripper named Alaska one time, and she was really big. And I was like, did you name yourself that? Because of never mind.
She's like, everyone thinks Texas is the big bitch. Forget about Alaska.
It's like, you should be a very skinny woman who's always cold.
Yeah, that's true. She's a bear of a gal.
It's true. She's a Kodiak.
Is she?
She's a Kodiak stripper.
That'd be cool if you get a bear hug from her. Lap dance.
I got more than a bear hug, baby.
She should be able to get big hugs. It's like you can pay for a lap dance. You can also pay to get a big hug, and it's like your arms have to be at your side. Like you can't do anything.
Hands in your pockets.
No.
You're right.
Hands in your back pockets.
It's in your back pockets. Thumbs out so you can't grip anything.
Yeah. And then, you know what I mean? A big old hug.
Just a big hug.
I'd like to get another hug from Cinnamon.
Excuse me, can...
I'd like to get another hug from Cinnamon, and then she gives you a hug, and then you go, I need water.
I'm sorry, I failed the cinnamon...
Cinnamon challenge.
Come in your pants after a lap dance from
You ever
Cinnamon.
meet a gal named Cinnamon?
No.
What's the most stereotypical dancer name you've met?
Magic.
Where you're like, what? You
Really? Magic.
Did you lose the paper or you had the other ideas?
Was your first guess like doll? Like,
my
what's your fallback after
let me-
Magic? Like, Slut.
My original idea was stripper.
But turns out that one's taken.
That was taken. The hot one. Do people have cool stripper names now where it's like the way rappers are named, like it's a bunch of crazy symbols?
JPEG Mafia.
Yeah, and then it's like, yeah, exactly. Like, are there strippers who are like Tina XXX de Sex Bomb? And it's all like one word. Horny.com. My name's horny.com.
I'm erection.gov.
Yeah, like that's just someone's name.
I'm ejaculate.net.
Tina Witt to tits.
I'm calm Wikipedia. All right, that's good enough.